club is nearly empty, just the bartender and me. A half-drunk glass of something that I ordered to feel free. The pianist plays a melody he's played 10,000 nights, and every time it's different, and every time it's right. I came here with a heartache, sat down with my coat still on. By the second chorus, my defenses were all gone. Music has a way of undressing what you hide. The saxophone just asked me why I lied at midnight blue. The color of this feeling, midnight blue. The bruise that won't stop healing, somewhere between the lonely and the loved. Midnight blue is almost close enough. Almost close enough. There's a woman at the corner booth, her mascara slightly run. She's stirring her martini like she's stirring up the sun. We don't speak, but we exchange a nod that says it all. Two people draped in midnight blue inside this hall. Midnight blue, the color of this feeling. Midnight blue, the bruise that won't stop healing, somewhere between the lonely and the loved. Midnight blue is almost close enough. Almost close enough. The beautiful sadness of a song that knows exactly where you are and holds you there without judgment, without a single word. Midnight blue, I wear it like a gown. Midnight blue, the most elegant breakdown. Tomorrow I'll be fine, but tonight I'm here. Midnight blue, my favorite kind of tear.
Last winter was the coldest I remember. Not the weather, but the way your eyes went dim. December used to taste like cinnamon and fire. Now it just reminds me of the end of him. We decorated silence like a Christmas tree. hung our best pretending for the family to see. But underneath the tinsel and the fairy lights, two strangers were rehearsing their goodbyes at night. Last winter broke me open like the frozen ground. Every word unspoken made a deafening sound. The snow kept falling on a love that lost its crown. Last winter was the season I came crashing down, crashing down. Your suitcase by the door on New Year's Day, the champagne still untouched, the confetti in the way. You said I'm sorry, but your eyes already left, and the taxi took the only warmth that I had left. Last winter broke me open like the frozen ground. Every word unspoken made a deafening sound. The snow kept falling on a love that lost its crown. Last winter was the season I came crashing down, crashing down. But from the frozen soil, something green is pushing through. The harshest winters grow the most resilient roots. This winter I am stronger than the cold. Every crack became a story to be told. The snow still falls, but I am not alone. Last winter taught me how to find my way back home. We made paper boats from yesterday's news, sailed them in the gutter after April rains. You said yours would cross the ocean someday. I believed you like I believed in everything. Your shoes were always one size too big, hand-me-downs from someone else's kid, but you wore them like they were made of gold, running faster than the stories we were told. Paper boats on a river made of rain, we were captains of a world without pain. Didn't know the current would carry us apart. Paper boats still sailing through my heart. Still sailing through my heart. I drove past the old street yesterday. The gutter's been replaced, the house is gray, but I swear I saw two kids on the curb, folding paper into something that the world didn't deserve. Paper boats on a river made of rain. We were captains of a world without pain. Didn't know the current would carry us apart. Paper boats still sailing through my heart. Still sailing through my heart. I heard you moved across the country, got a family, got a yard. I wonder if you ever fold a paper boat and think of where we are. Paper boats on a river made of time. We were innocent and perfectly aligned. The rain has stopped, but the river never dried. Paper boats still floating side by side. I was a ship without a compass in the dark. Every wave a question, every storm a scar. The sea was wide and I was running out of fight, until your light appeared and cut across the night. You didn't save me, no, you showed me where the shore was. Stood there steady when the thunder roared the chorus. Never flickered when the wind tried to erase you. A quiet strength that I could always trace to you. Are my lighthouse in the black, the only glow that brought me back through the salt and through the rain. Your light was calling out my name. Lighthouse, I was lost at sea, but you kept burning just for me. I washed up on the rocks with nothing left to give, empty lungs and tired arms, barely fit to live. But the light was warm and patient like a prayer, and for the first time in forever, someone cared. You are my lighthouse in the black, the only glow that brought me back through the salt and through the rain. Your light was calling out my name. Lighthouse, I was lost at sea, but you kept burning just for me. lighthouse for the ones still drowning, the way that you were mine. We are the lighthouses in the dark, a chain of flames from heart to heart. For every ship that's lost its way, we'll burn a little brighter every day. We always said forever like we meant it, but forever had an expiration date. I kept the receipts of every promise, filed them under things I can't return or replace. Maybe we were never meant to last. Maybe beautiful was always meant to pass. We were living on borrowed time, counting minutes that were never mine. Every kiss was a ticking sign that the clock would stop and the sun wouldn't shine. Borrowed time, borrowed time. I loved you more than the hours we were given. Borrowed time. Your toothbrush disappeared on a Tuesday, such a small thing to destroy a man. But it was the period at the end of a sentence that I wasn't ready to understand. Maybe every love's a rental space. Maybe we were always just a temporary place. We were living on borrowed time, counting minutes that were never mine. Every kiss was a ticking sign that the clock would stop and the sun wouldn't shine. Borrowed time, borrowed time. I loved you more than the hours we were given. Borrowed time. If I could buy back just one evening, the one where you fell asleep on my shoulder, and the movie played to nobody, I'd pay anything, anything at all. We were living on borrowed time, but every borrowed moment was divine. I wouldn't trade a single second or a sign, even knowing it was borrowed, even knowing it was borrowed time. In the drawer beside the bed, beneath the scarves and keys, a stack of letters never sealed, never sent overseas. Each one starts with darling, and each one ends mid-thought, as if the pen ran out of courage that the heart
had bought. I saw the moon tonight and thought of you in Florence. The ink is smudged where tears made their own correspondence. I almost called today, but what would I even say? 10 years of almost reaching, folded neatly, tucked away. Unfinished letters, stacking like the years, each one a conversation soaked in fears. The words I couldn't send, the love I couldn't end. Unfinished letters to a heart I couldn't mend. Unfinished letters. Dear you, I'm sitting in that cafe where we met. The waiter still remembers us. He asked about and that's where it stops. A sentence without a shore. Some feelings don't have endings, just an open door. Unfinished letters, stacking like the years, each one a conversation soaked in fears. The words I couldn't send, the love I couldn't end. Unfinished letters to a heart I couldn't mend. Unfinished letters. Maybe the beauty of an unfinished letter is that the love is still alive inside it, as long as the sentence never ends. Neither does the feeling. Unfinished letters, I'll keep writing you, even if the words are never passing through. The act of putting pen to page is proof that somewhere in my heart the story isn't through.
Room 2144. The curtains barely move. Machines are beeping rhythms that replace the ones you grew. Your hand is small inside of mine, still warm, still here. I'm reading you the sports page, though I'm drowning in the fear. The nurses know my coffee order, black, no cream. They've seen me in this chair so long, I'm part of the routine. I tell you jokes you've heard 1,000 times before. Your smile is getting fainter, but I'm keeping score. Room 214. where time stands still. Room 214, where I learned the weight of will. Every beeper heartbeat borrowed from the sky. Room 214, I'm not ready for goodbye. You squeeze my hand on Thursday, just a flicker, just a beat. The doctor said it's reflexes, but I know you're kinda sweet. You're fighting in a place where I can't follow, I can't go. So I fight out here with every word I know. Room 214, where time stands still. Room 214, where I learned the weight of will. Every beeper heartbeat borrowed from the sky. Room 214, I'm not ready for goodbye. If love could be a medicine, if prayers could be a cure, I'd flood this room with everything until your eyes were sure. Room 214, the morning light comes in. Your face is golden, peaceful, almost grinning. Whatever comes, I'll be right here in room 214 without the fear. Because you taught me love is being present, even at the end, especially the end.
Miles between your morning and my night. Your sun is setting as my coffee starts to bite. We orbit different time zones like satellite hearts, connected by the signal even when we're worlds apart. I send you voice notes that you hear when I'm asleep. Text me good morning, I read it counting sheep. We're synchronized in everything except the sky. The cruelest kind of closeness with the widest kind of wide. Satellite hearts spinning in different skies. Satellite hearts, can you hear me through the miles? We're circling the ghost in the hallway of every house I've lived in. Not the kind that haunt, but the kind that linger. Perfume from a love that ended in September. A laugh that still echoes every time I remember. My mother keeps my father's coat in the closet. 20 years gone, she still can't deposit it into the box for charity or letting go. Some ghosts are warm and we need them so. The ghosts we keep are not the ones we fear. They're the ones we hold impossibly near. In the spaces between sleeping and awake, they visit softly for our own sake. The ghost we keep are made of love, not grief. I still hear my grandfather's voice in the kitchen, humming something old while the kettle was hissing. His recipe for soup was really a recipe for patience. Low and slow, he'd say, that's the secret of the ages. The ghosts we keep are not the ones we fear. They're the ones we hold impossibly near. In the spaces between sleeping and awake, they visit softly for our own sake. The ghost we keep are made of love, not grief. I'm not afraid of an empty room, because it's never truly empty. If you listen close enough, the people who loved you are still humming. The ghosts we keep are beautiful and kind. They live in songs and meals and the back of our minds. Not haunting, just reminding us that love doesn't die, just changes form. The ghosts we keep are keeping us warm.
I've been angry at the sky for what it took from me, shaking fists at clouds that couldn't hear my plea. Lost my way inside a storm I didn't choose to walk. Every thunder was a question, every lightning was a shock. But the flowers in the garden didn't grow from the sun alone. They needed every single drop that shook them to the bone. The roots go deeper when the soil is soft and broken. And the strongest trees I know were raised by storms unspoken. Forgive the rain for everything it stole. Forgive the rain for the weight upon your soul. Because the rain is just the sky that's learning how to cry. And even heaven needs to let it go sometimes. Forgive the rain. Now I visited my pain like a prisoner would a cell. Sat with it on Sundays, got to know it well. And somewhere in the darkness of the deepest floor, I found a door I'd never seen before. Forgive the rain for everything it stole. Forgive the rain for the weight upon your soul. Because the rain is just the sky that's learning how to cry. And even heaven needs to let it go sometimes. Forgive the rain. All the flood received. And what's left behind. And what's left behind is not the damage, but the water line. Proof that you survive. Proof that you're divine. Forgive the rain and let the healing start. Forgive the rain and mend the broken heart. The sun is patient, it always returns. And every scar you carry, here's a lesson learned. Forgive the rain. Forgive the rain.
Bought a one-way ticket at the station after dark. The woman at the counter didn't ask me where or why. Just slid the paper across the glass and gave a nod. Sometimes strangers understand you better than your God. The seat is warm, the windows crack, the engine hums a hymn. Passing towns I'll never know, just silhouettes and dim. A man across the aisle is sleeping with his hat on straight, dreaming of a place that's better than the one he train to nowhere. That's my destination. Train to nowhere. No reservation. Sometimes leaving is the bravest prayer. Train to nowhere. I'll find myself somewhere. The fields are golden, endless, like a promise just for me. The kind of beauty that doesn't ask for anything but seeing. I press my forehead to the glass and let the world rush by. Every mile a little further from the reason I could cry. Train to nowhere. That's my destination. Train to nowhere. No reservation. Sometimes leaving is the bravest prayer. Train to nowhere. I'll find myself somewhere. The conductor says last stop, but there's no town, just a field and a sky. I step off and breathe, and for the first time, nowhere feels like home. Train to nowhere brought me here, to a clearing made of courage and frontier. The tracks end, but the story carries on. Train to nowhere, I've arrived. I'm right where I belong. 'Old photographs with scalloped edges turning brown, faces frozen in a laugh in some forgotten town. My mother young, my father lean, a world I never knew. But in their eyes I see the love that built the one I grew into. Polaroid of summer 1973. My parents at the boardwalk, sand up to their knees. She's holding cotton candy, he's holding her so tight. Two people in a picture who believed in endless night. Old photographs, you never say goodbye. You hold the truth, the memory modifies. A single frame can carry 50 years of weight. Old photographs, where love will always wait. There's one I keep inside my wallet, corner soft and warm. A woman holding a baby on the day that I was born. Her eyes are tired, but a smile could light a stadium. She gave me everything, and this photo is the evidence. Old photographs, you never say goodbye. You hold the truth, the memory modifies. A single frame can carry 50 years of weight. Old photographs, where love will always wait. Where love will always wait. Someday I'll be an old photograph, held by someone who misses my laugh. And I hope they look at my frozen face and feel the love that time can erase. Old photographs, the greatest gift we leave, a paper piece of proof that we believed in moments worth remembering, in love worth keeping still. Old photographs, they always will. They always will.
She is porcelain in a house of slamming doors, beautiful and breakable on display on the 4th floor. Everyone admires from a respectable distance. No one asks the vase about its own existence. She was told that being perfect was the price of being loved. Crack-free surface, dust-free shelf, white as the dove. So she held her breath for years and years and years, collecting compliments instead of confronting fears. Porcelain, you don't have to shine for them. Porcelain, the cracks are where the light gets in. You were never meant to sit upon a shelf. Porcelain, it's time to be yourself. Be yourself. One evening she fell from the height of expectation the hardwood floor of someone else's admiration. And in the pieces scattered, something strange occurred. She saw herself completely for the very first time in the world. Porcelain, you don't have to shine for them. Porcelain, the cracks are where the light gets in. You were never meant to sit upon a shelf. Porcelain, it's time to be yourself. Be yourself. The broken pieces didn't make her less, they made her honest. And honesty is the most beautiful shape a person can take. Porcelain, remade with golden scars. Porcelain, more beautiful by far. Not perfect, not pristine, not afraid to fall. Porcelain, the bravest of them all.
This one's from the year I lost my best friend to the road. And this one from the night I said the words I should have swallowed whole. My body is a map of everywhere I've bled, every scar a city that I wish I'd never visited. This one's from the fall when I believed I couldn't stand. And this one from the hand I held that slipped like hourglass sand. They told me scars would fade, but mine just changed their shade. From angry red to silver, like a metal I was made. I'm not broken, I'm illustrated. Endless of scars, every wound a coordinate. Endless of scars,
100 eyes, but I only feel the heartbeat underneath your wrist, the lifetime folded in a single kiss. Your dress is white, your eyes are gold, a story that I'll never tire of being told. The band plays something old and sweet, and everything I am is at your feet. First dance, last dance, every dance between belongs to us. First dance, last dance, from this moment on I promise us to hold you through the music and the silence too. First dance, last dance, every dance with you. The years will come with different songs. Some will be short and some be long. We'll waltz through joy and shuffle through pain, and slow dance in the kitchen in the pouring rain. First dance, last dance, every dance between belongs to us. First dance, last dance, from this moment on I promise us to hold you through the music and the silence too. First dance, last dance, every dance with you. And when we're old and the music slows and the dance floor's just our living room, I'll hold you close the way I do right now, and every wrinkle will be beautiful. First dance, last dance, and every dance between. You are the song, the rhythm, the refrain, the most beautiful melody I've ever seen. First dance, last dance, I choose you again and again. Two sparrows on a wire above the village square. One was brown and steady, one had fire in her hair. They sang a song together that the whole town came to hear, a harmony so perfect that the sky itself drew near. He built her nest from stories, she decorated them with dreams. They raised a little family between the autumn seams. But winters in the valley are longer than they seem, and one December morning she was gone like morning steam. Two sparrows, now there's only one, still singing on the wire when the day is done. The melody is different, with a voice that's missing half. Two sparrows in the memory, one sparrow in the drought. The village
urged her right to help him, left some bread upon the sill. But sparrows don't eat sympathy, and kindness can't refill the empty branch beside him, where her shadow used to fall. He sings their song each evening to the empty listening wall. Two sparrows, now there's only one, still singing on the wire when the day is done. The melody is different, with a voice that's missing half. Two sparrows in the memory, one sparrow in the draft. But legend says on the longest night, when the stars are sharp and the moon is right, you can hear two voices on that wire again, singing the old song like it never ends. Two sparrows, maybe love transcends the wire, the winter, and the way it ends. As long as one keeps singing, the song is never gone. Two sparrows live forever in the dawn. If goodbye had a color, it would be the gray between the night and morning on a dying autumn day. Not dark enough to mourn, not light enough to heal, that in between where nothing and forever seem to kneel. If goodbye had a texture, it would be the glass between two people standing at the airport, seconds passing fast. You see everything so clearly, but you cannot touch the person on the other side who meant so much. The color of goodbye is every shade of loss, a watercolor painting left out in the frost. It bleeds into the edges of the life I knew. The color of goodbye is the absence of you. If goodbye had a season, it would last all year. A January feeling you can never fully clear. Not winter, not the summer, not the fall or spring, just the season after someone was your everything. The color of goodbye is every shade of loss, a watercolor painting left out in the frost. It bleeds into the edges of the life I knew.
before the joy returns again. The color of goodbye will slowly start to fade, replaced by hues I haven't learned to see just yet. And one day I look up and realize the gray has turned into a sky I could never forget. The color after goodbye is the one I haven't met.
When the credits roll on this ordinary life, I hope they list the mornings that I got the coffee right, the Tuesday that I held the door for someone who was late, the little things that no one sees that quietly make you great. I won't have a mansion or a statue in the park, no Wikipedia page or CNN remark, but I held my daughter when the thunder made her cry, and taught my son that real men are the ones who aren't afraid to try. When the credits roll, I hope they play our song, the messy, imperfect, beautiful sing-along. No Oscars on the shelf, no roses on the stage, just a life well lived on every wrinkled page. When the credits roll, I apologized when I was wrong, though it took a day or three. I showed up for the funerals and every PTA meeting. I burned the toast and overcooked the turkey twice, but everybody ate it, and they said it tasted nice. When the credits roll, I hope they play our song, the messy, imperfect, beautiful sing-along. No Oscars on the shelf, no roses on the stage, just a life well lived on every wrinkled page. When the credits roll, and in the blooper reel, oh, let it be long, every stumble, every wrong turn, every off-key song, because the bloopers are the proof that you were in the game, and playing badly beats not playing just the same. When the credits roll, I hope somebody stays, sits in the theater after everybody's walked away, and thinks that was a good one, that was worth the ride. When the credits roll, I'll smile and close my eyes. I'll smile and close my eyes. They broke the vase and said it's worthless now. Swept the pieces underneath and forgot somehow that in Japan they fill the cracks with gold and call it kintsugi, more precious than before it was whole. I've been the vase, I've been the floor, I've been the broom behind the door, collecting pieces of myself at 3 a.m. Wondering if I'd ever be together again. But look at me now. Stitches and gold, that's what I'm made of. Stitches and gold, rebuilt from the rubble of every fall, every fault, every fracture in the frame. Stitches and gold, I'm not the same. I'm better, I'm braver, I'm blazing with flame. Stitches and gold. The world will try to break what it can't understand. Anything that shines too bright or doesn't fit the plan. But the broken ones become the works of art, the gallery of courage hanging in the heart. So look at us now. Stitches and gold, that's what we're made of. Stitches and gold, rebuilt from the rubble of every fall, every fault, every fracture in the frame. Stitches and gold, we're not the same. We're better, we're braver, we're blazing with flame. Stitches and Stitches and gold, hold up your scars. Stitches and gold, look how beautiful you are. Every line of gold is the war you won. Stitches and gold, we've only just begun. We've only just begun. There's a chair at the table that's still facing yours, and a jacket on the hook behind the bedroom door. I keep the lights on low so the shadows feel like company, and talk to the walls like they remember you and me. Your coffee mug is rinsed, but I can't put it away. Like storing it means admitting that you're going to stay. The clock still ticks the way it did when you were here, but every second now sounds hollow, incomplete, unclear. Where the silence lives, that's where I find you. In the pause between the heartbeats, in the space your voice moves through, where the silence lives, I hold my breath and listen for an echo of the love that used to fill this room, where the silence lives. I found your bookmark in the novel by the bed. Page 213, you never got to see how it ends. I read the rest for you, but it didn't feel the same. Every word was missing, something I can't explain. Where the silence lives, that's where I find you. In the pause between the heartbeats, in the space your voice moved through, where the silence lives, I hold my breath and listen for an echo of the love that used to fill this room, where the silence lives. They say that time heals everything, but time just makes the silence louder. And the louder it gets, the more I hear you in it. Where the silence lives, I'll keep a place for you until the quiet feels like peace instead of missing.